Working together with men recruits, supports and mobilises Men in Brimbank, Victoria through education and capacity building workshops to take primary prevention actions to end violence against women. From those workshops, 6 men from diverse ethnic backgrounds were selected to form the Men of Brimbank group. The aim of this group is to lead place-based primary prevention actions identified by the local community that will involve other men and women and address drivers of violence against women and children in their community. This is their story.
Being in this group, Men of Brimbank, has given me a lot of awareness and deeper understanding in the role all men should take in the prevention of violence against women and children.
One day, one community member, he killed his wife because of domestic violence. I didn't know what to do. From that day on, I said, no, this is wrong and we have to do something about it.
I feel happy because I learned more about how to prevent violence against women, and I can help more people in my community.
Health West has really taken a great project development approach here with bringing in the experts to give us some information and instruct us on various issues, and so that we can think about the differences between concepts like gender inequality and violence against women and domestic violence.
So far I've asked about your understandings of domestic and family violence or violence against women. I've asked now briefly about understandings of prevention. So now you're all in the process of kind of planning to actually do something out in the community, planning some kind of activity or strategy and so on. What's going well, what's proving hard?
Highly macho, masculine. It's going to depend on the situation, and different levels are going to make a difference to different people.
My wife asking me for something, I want to go and buy this, and do you have some money? I see it like as a violence in my side. So from that time, when I started attending the program, my wife have most of my card. I only have one card.
Sonny has changed a lot since he started coming to the group, I must confess. Yeah, he has changed a lot. The way he talks, the communication, he didn't used to talk or anything, he don't want to communicate. He just do things because he's the man, but now he cares for his children. He wants to be part of their life.
The emotional aspect of it, when normally I see my wife sitting lonely or meditating on something, I actually try to ask what is going on. So that she can able to explain to me, express her feeling, and so that I can understand and how best we can able to handle it.
The way that I've changed is in that I think more before I speak, and so I stop and think about what the person has said. Instead of reacting straight away, that I become a better listener and worked out what's important and what's not important.
The way I've changed is the empathy, the ability to understand more about women, their thinking, their worries, their anxiety, deeper understanding about how we deal with issues in the house. I found there is a huge improvement, more communication, more time spent on building relationship, and the kids are happier, they're more laughter. And I think that's because we spend more time communicating, and definitely it has changed me on a social level, on a relationship level at home and with my students.
At a personal level, it's a hard one. When you see it happen in the community and you try to call it out, it's challenging, personally challenging, to be able to do that and confront someone.
I invited my partner Rochelle and my son Luke to the session where Tarang Chawla was going to be speaking about what had happened in his family. It's very heavy and very personal experience with domestic violence. It was very intense, but they both enjoyed it very much, and we had a long conversation about it when we got home.
Until you hear a story firsthand, or you're in a room with someone who may have tragically lost someone to domestic violence, it doesn't sink in to a certain level. But in that room, it was hands in your head stuff. It was very powerful.
Luke was very affected by it in a positive way, and I would imagine he would feel a lot more open to speak about it with his friends.
The one thing that's changed as a young male and through social media, you notice and pick up a lot of degrading and small like nitpicking comments and things like that towards women that create like a gender imbalance, especially within my own circle of friends. It's been highly motivating for myself to call people out on those imbalances. So when you're part of a boys group on Facebook and something derogatory gets said, to actually call out your friends on it and know that you've got the backing of not only yourself, but also like someone like my dad.
The Men of Brimbank program has definitely changed Steve's approach to talking about a lot of issues, not just domestic violence, but I know he's become very passionate about putting a stop to it. And I think because I know that he's been involved in the Men at Brimbank, I have more of an involvement in the issues now. I feel that I'm also a lot more passionate about putting a stop to it.
When I started this project, I had two ambitions. One was to raise awareness within inside IPC Health itself at the board table, and the second was to take the leadership around prevention of violence against women out from the board table into the broader community and to support other organisations take up and build capacity, whether they be in the health sector or not, to have a think about how they can structure up and establish an organisation themselves that has this focus of preventing violence against women, leading the prevention of that, standing up and speaking out as an organisation, but also doing things internally at board, at senior management and at staff level to both assist and support in this space. Proactive organisations like IPC Health can be supported to do more work in this space on behalf of community. I started off doing a piece of work with the White Ribbon event that was going on inside IPC Health and helped through becoming engaged in a project team that was putting together the event, and then through that process learnt about what was happening inside. I guess I'm thinking about the prevention of violence against women issue differently. I look and see what happens in the community from day to day, and you see events happen and you think, well, should I be doing something here or not? So that's your first decision is, should I step in? Should I stand up? Should I act? And I'm doing that regularly. So I'm seeing at that grassroots level, at that basic level, that it's changed me.
I'm a school teacher. I teach adults English as an additional language, and my project is to teach my class about family violence and the causes of family violence and the prevention of family violence, and teach them the English language, what's positive to use and what's not positive, and bring about change in attitude, in manners, in understanding what's right and what's wrong, and to make an impact.
Since James joined Men of Brimbank project, he's brought so much attention to this issue of domestic violence into his classroom. He's very passionate about this, and he's raising the awareness of family violence in any opportunity that he may come across.
My project focuses on the Ethiopian community in Brimbank, so we try to make it more practical, relevant to the community, and I came up with an idea to focus on case studies, which is relevant to the domestic violence prevention, to make it more clear and to create atmosphere for interaction, for the communities to participate freely. So we're going to organize sessions. We are intending maximum maybe for 15 people to attend. Female and male will be participated from the community. It could be also a bilingual setup. Some members maybe, because of the jargons and the issues, might not be familiar with those terms in English. Then we're going to use Amharic language as well during the session. We try to create a positive atmosphere for everyone to take part in this discussion.
Be able to identify that, facilitate discussion, say maybe let's go see a doctor, let's sort out what your issue is, you know, before they take it out on you basically.
Yes. We used to be very healthy relationship, but all of a sudden the person's behavior changes, we become more aggressive.
I'm very pleased with the outcome of this session, because most people, they showed interest and they contributed into the discussion. They are knowledgeable and they said we have to do big, we can't limit it within 10 or 12 people, we have to reach out to the community in general. So they suggested to have a big forum next year, and I'm happy, and we're going to do a big forum next year to invite more community members to participate.
When people were so comfortable to talk about, you know, things that they were facing in their everyday life, I thought that provided like incredible insight into, you know, the real issues that our community is facing in regards to family violence. So yeah, I thought he did a really good job.
Adama was good the way he presented the topic. He was able to identify the issues and at the same time question us and ask us our perspectives of what the issues are. We just need more of this to continue on amongst the community, because it's a problem that is going to continue on in generations and generations, because they're going to see what their parents have been. You know, if their parents have acted a certain way, they're going to think that way is right. So we need to cut that barrier and prevent it from happening by speaking out in ways where we have today.
Yes, so the project is aiming to raise awareness against violence and stop violence against women. So that is why we have Stop Violence Against Women. Anytime these guys will be using this t-shirt, the message will be preaching everywhere.
I do work with the mothers group, and which my wife is the president, and I try to actually involve myself in it. So one of the things I try to do, especially when most of the women in the mothers group, their husbands are part of this really youth group. So I try to bring them together so that we can all debate on the issue against and around family violence and see how best we can stop family violence in the community.
Sonny's been coming along, talking to us about the men's group and what they're doing, and he's telling us we have to bring our partners as well so that they're aware of these things, and it's so hard with African people.
It's going to be set in Australia, and the husband has been here for a while, so he brought the wife to Australia, and they've got kids.
Mama, they can't reach my house first. I want to go see what they happen.
Sonny has been bringing more information, and he's making us more open-minded about things and how we can move forward relating to issues that we don't discuss within our communities.
I think we need to educate more women. It's good for women to know their identity as a woman. You know your value as a woman. If that education goes around all women and let men know that there is equality.
Sonny has been a fantastic inspiration to these women. And they are so passionate in talking about what's affecting them in terms of domestic violence, which is the first step in the right direction to break that silence.
To be honest and how to communicate everything. Yeah, today was really good.
I've noticed positive changes within myself, my family, and in the classroom, and I look forward to continuing to work with the group Men of Brimbank in the prevention of violence against women and children.